Okay, there we go. Right on time. So I wanted to make a vlog video, so I'm gonna quickly go through what's happening with me, and then we're going into the main thing that I was doing this week. So anyway, nothing much interesting is happening here. The only interesting thing that's happening is that I'm going to be switching jobs soon. Not that means anything to you guys, of course, obviously, because nothing changes here. I'm just going to be doing the same type of stuff that I've been doing at my current employer, and just to restart all of that at another place, because I do e-learning course development. And the place where I'm going to go work next has most of their courses still on paper, so we're just going to go ahead and make more courses for them, and make videos and make everything fun and interactive as much as we can. So that's one thing, but that's not really the topic that I wanted to talk about today. What I've been doing the past week is I've been going over all the stuff that I have for first aid things, because it's one of those things that I tend to occasionally buy and then just kind of forget. Like, I'll buy a box of Band-Aids thinking that, oh hey, I don't know where my other box of Band-Aids is gone. I'll just go ahead and buy this box. It'll be fine for the foreseeable future. It's kind of like a fire and forget type of thing. Buy some Band-Aids, I'm fine, right? So this week I actually went and looked at some of the stuff that I actually have in my first aid kit, and found that a lot of it was actually expired or close to expiring. Like, I have these guys that are from like a box that I got at IKEA, and these guys expire in 2016. Can you guys see that? So these have been here for a while, and then you think, well, it's just a roll of bandage. Can it actually expire? It can, because they're supposed to be sterilely packaged, and that's why they're always wrapped in these different plastic things. And the plastic, I think, deteriorates after a while, and that'll start to influence the bandage itself. So even though it looks clean and sterile, it probably isn't. Now, of course, if you're in an emergency and all you have is expired stuff, it might be better than nothing, but of course, non-expired stuff is better than expired. That's why I went ahead and got rid of the old stuff that I had, and I went and made a list of all the things that I have that are still within date. Ta-da! I made a spreadsheet, and this is like all the stuff I have with the type of description, the expiration date, so the date before it needs to be replaced, and what the dimensions are. And you can see the most recent ones are for 2025. I bought those today. And way at the top I've got here something that's going to expire in this July, so that's going to have to be removed. So the idea was to put this with the stuff that I have, and then just kind of mark it off when it's gone, and print a new one with a whole bunch of stuff down here once I buy new things, maybe. We'll see. In any case, I'll have some idea when things expire. That's the main idea. It looks like a lot, but it's really nothing. So basically, this is a small box of supplies that we can use in case something happens. And most people will only have Band-Aids, because they're like, why would I need to have these rolls of stuff over here? I'm not going to do that. Well, you don't know if you're not going to do that, and that's why you should have a first aid box. What you might want to look for, maybe, if you go out and find stuff to buy, because you see these quite often, things that look like this in first aid kits, but they're not all the same. Like, you have this one. This is just the gauze that you can use to wind around wherever area is damaged, to keep other things in place, the wound dressings in place, but itself cannot come into contact with the wound because it'll stick to the wound, and then they have to remove it, and you pull like whatever was healing right off of there, and that's going to damage you even further. So this should never go on the wound directly, but you do need it to keep wound dressing in place. But there are also things you can buy that are a combination of a wound dressing, excuse me, and a gauze bandage, and then you have something like this. Now this is a very big one. I think this is more for the legs. I wound it up the wrong way. I just pulled them out of the package because they're expired anyway. Normally it doesn't come out like this. Normally you only have like this short piece over here. This one comes out first, and then you immediately have this wound dressing, and this is a very big one. I think this one's supposed to go on a leg or something, because this one folds open like this. It even smells expired, so this definitely needs to go. So this would go in the wound, this part, and you use the rest to tie it down. And this is only really to make sure that you don't bleed out on your way to the emergency room. So that's why you want this type of stuff, in case the ambulance can't get to you fast enough. You'll have some way of keeping yourself from dying, or trying to keep yourself from dying, because it's not a guarantee that it's going to work, obviously. But that's just the kit that you'll have laying around at the house, but you're not always going to be home. So that's why I wanted to also show what you could get for other situations. Like, I just got back from picking up the packages downstairs, and one of the things that I ordered is this car kit. This one, just like a standard kit with a whole bunch of standard stuff in it that you just put in your car somewhere in case there's an accident and you can help out maybe, or you need some help. I'll take it out of the plastic so we can take a look inside, because I'm all about that redundant stuff around the house just in case you need things. So let's take a look what's inside this box here. First of all, you get some instructions, but I don't think you're going to read those at the moment. You want to read these beforehand. Looks like oh yeah, this is a type with the dressing already in the package. So you want some of those. You have different sizes. This is the same thing, but then like for a small cut. This is more like a larger one, so you want a couple of different sizes. Oh yeah, these are separate band-aids in a little baggie. This is a urgency compress, so this would be the compress without the bandage. You want a couple of those, very handy to have, to put directly on the wound. Like I said, don't put bandages on there directly, because they will get stuck on the wound, and that's going to be a problem. We have the regular bandages. This one does not have any type of dressing in it. These are the regular ones that you wind around. These are flexible. Always very handy to have scissors, if not for cutting plaster, then for cutting somebody's clothes off in the area in order to get better access to the wound. This is a sling. I don't know if people use these too often anymore, but just to bandage or support the arm in case it needs to be supported. We have skin cleansing tissues. This will be alcohol wipes, although I don't know if it's going to be alcohol necessarily, because that'll probably hurt. It might be something else. Let's take a look. Aqua glycerin, polyglycerol for caprate, whatever that is, potassium sorbate, sodium benzoate, tetrasodium aminodiasuccinate, and citric acid. Okay, maybe make some lemonade out of this. Oh, this is one of those blankets that you often see, those silver blankets to keep people warm. That's also good to have. Gloves, single use. What am I missing? Yeah, this is the type of thing you want to look at long before you ever have any issues with people having accidents and stuff like that, so you don't have to go rifling through the booklet real quick. Good to know. And of course we have like an overview of whatever is in here in different languages. Okay, so that's what's going into the car. Speaking of cars, I also like to have little things on my keychain like this over here. This is a seatbelt cutter. Right there. See, if you have like a panic situation, you need to get out of your car because you're in the water or something, you can cut the seatbelt with that little blade in there, right there. And then you have these little buttons here and this one over there. This is not a button. This is. You don't want to press it if you're not actually going to use it. This is to break the window, to break the windshield or the side car door window, because if you press this button, there's like a spring load and it'll shoot that thing out with a lot of force, and it's going to end up breaking the window so you can escape your submerged vehicle, possibly, hopefully. Other thing that I like to keep on me, it's starting to look a little bit worse for wear because it's been in my keychain for a while, in my pocket for a while. This is the thing that I was missing in the car kit. It's I'm not going to take it out of the thing because then I can't put it back in, but it is for giving mouth to mouth. It's like a little plastic thing that you can put over somebody's face in case they're like bleeding or something, but you do need to keep their respiration going. You can use this thing to cover that up and then breathe through this little thing. You can kind of see like a circular impression there. Breathe through that to get air into their lungs. So that's something that's on my keychain. And yeah. And I've forgotten if I wanted to say anything else because I'm not really sure where we are in our story right now. But the main idea is that you want to keep something around the house that is a little bit more involved than just a band-aid, because you never know what's going to happen and what you're going to need. So you might as well keep a whole bunch of extra stuff that you'll never need rather than need something that you don't have. So that's the whole idea behind that. So, and make sure to keep an eye on their expiration dates. You don't have to do it exactly like this old weird list. This takes a while to type up, so it was not fun, but it's something that needs to happen. So that is it for this week, the first aid vlog. Hope you found it interesting. In any case, make sure to have a nice weekend. I'll see you on Tuesday for Stardew Valley, and bye bye for now.